If you'd like to learn how to utilise your Cricut Joy as much as possible for the Christmas period, stay tuned because I've got 3 projects for you that you can easily do even as a beginner with your Cricut Joy to really personalise your Christmas. So our first project is going to be creating personalised decor for your Christmas table. Now whether that's Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, and this gift can also be transferred for things like wedding parties as well. So you're going to love this, and I think you'll use this idea a lot. So I'm just going to take like a champagne flute or a glass, and I'm going to measure the height of the actual glass. So I'm looking at around about 10 centimeters in total there, and you also want the width that you can see, and that's around about I'd say 5 centimeters. You don't want to go too wide with that, so 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So I'm going to take a piece of vinyl. Now I've got a lovely red Christmassy colour. This is from CraftStash, and CraftStash have a fantastic selection of vinyls in different colours and different finishes. We have adhesive vinyls, we have heat transfer vinyls, you name it, we've probably got it. So go and check those out, and you can buy colours individually as well. So in Cricut Design Space, I have typed out my first recipient's name. You can do this all together, or you can do one name at a time. So I've written the name Claire. I've chosen one of the free fonts in Cricut Design Space as well. This is a nice readable font. I'm not going to have any issues cutting that from vinyl either. I'm going to resize it by dragging the squares, and I'm going to make sure that the length of the word doesn't extend beyond the height of the glass. I'm going to go around about 8 centimeters for this. Make it really nice and large and readable. And there I can see that the height is then 2.23 centimeters. That's definitely not going beyond that 5 centimeters, the width of the glass that we were looking at. So I'm happy with that size. So I'm just going to send this to Make It and pop this through with some red vinyl. As always, I'm going to be using my Creative Craft Products tools for this project. Things like the scraper and the weeding tool are just essentials in my digital cutting stash now. I really love them. I think they're fantastic quality, and the price is amazing. Talking of price, don't forget, of course, CraftStash do have their best price guarantee, and if you're purchasing machines from CraftStash, you can get those on free next day delivery. We also have things like transfer sheets under the Creative Craft product range, which you can use to transfer your vinyl to your projects. So just gently removing the backing sheet of the vinyl so that your vinyl cutout is left on your transfer sheet. Now I'm going to lay my glass down and place this in the center. You can use the grid on your mat underneath to line that up perfectly. Now because the glass is obviously shaped, I find it easier to use my finger here to press the vinyl down rather than something like the flat scraper this time. Usually I'd use my scraper, of course, but that is flat and it's not going to just get you round those bends. So just ensure that all the edges, particularly any small areas like the serifs, are transferred, and then gently peel off your transfer tape. There we go. So there's a fun and personalised table decoration ready for your Christmas meal. And the beauty of this is, although this can be rinsed gently, this is not a washable vinyl. So rather than having to keep your glass like this until next year, you can simply peel off the vinyl when Christmas is over, and you can reuse this again as a plain glass later on. Now, something that I bring out my Cricut Joy for every year is for creating my gift tags for my presents. This makes it so quick and easy. I'm never doing that last minute dash to the shops to buy more tags. So we're going to place 2 heart shapes into our canvas. We've got one smaller one and a second one which is the offset of the smaller one, so it's ever so slightly larger, and if I place that behind, you'll see we've got a bit of a border. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I've got a small hole here, a small circle. I've made sure that my tag sizes are appropriate for my gift. I've got the hole that's appropriate for some twine or thread to go through, and I'm going to duplicate this hole as well so that I've got 2 identical sizes. I'm going to bring that circle over to where I'd like the hole to be punched through into the top shape. I'm going to select both the heart and the circle, ensuring that the circle is on the top of the heart, not underneath. And down in the bottom right hand corner where it says combine, I'm going to subtract. So I've subtracted that circle from the heart. I'm then going to place my black heart, so the larger hearts underneath, and make sure it's all level. I can do this by aligning, by selecting both. I can align center, I can align vertically, horizontally, however I wish. I always go for center. I'm going to place this circle over the top again, so over the same place. You can move it with the arrow keys on your keyboard to get it precise. I'm then going to remove the blue circle, select both the black and the circle, and do the same again. I'm going to subtract that hole. Now if I bring my heart back over, that does need to go back up the top. There we go. When we cut those two out, we'll have the hole in the same place. Okay, so that's going to be our layered tag. You don't have to make it layered. You could do just one layer of this if you wish, but I like to do both. Now what I also need to do is add text to this smaller heart, and that's really easy. So I'm just going to add my text. This one really does look like handwriting. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to shrink this down so that it fits just inside my heart here. There we go. So we want to ensure that these two are attached as well, so that when we send this to cut and to draw, that both layers stay in the same place. Now follow the instructions on the screen for when you need to use the blade in your Cricut Joy and when you need to use the pen. Now just using the hole that you created to thread some ribbon or twine through to attach this to your gift, and there you have really lovely neat tags. You could also attach some additional embellishments to the ribbon if you want to. You can glue the two layers down, or like I say, you can just do one layer, but so far we've already made a gift tag and a glass. Now stay tuned for one last Cricut Joy Christmas tip. So this last idea for you is about your Christmas decor. So hanging baubles on the tree and around your home really signifies it's the festive period, and these are such easy decorations to make. You could make these in different colours every year to suit your colour scheme. So I've put a star into my canvas design space. I've made sure the height of it is the height of the finished decoration that I want to create. I'm going to slice this by adding another shape, and that will just be a square, and I'm going to place this directly over half of this star like so. Select both the star and the square, and I'm going to go to slice down in the bottom right hand corner. Now if you've never done this technique before and you'd like to know how to do it again, please do visit the playlist for Cricut Joy for Beginners on our YouTube channel, because we do explain slice, weld, crop and things like that in there. So I've now got two half star shapes, and I'm going to use both of these, and I'm going to repeat them lots of times onto my mat, and I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to need around about 30 of them. Now when you cut your star halves, or whatever shape you've chosen, with a star particularly, you'll notice that you'll have two different halves, and they will be symmetrical, but there is a left and a right. So keep those separate as you take them away from your mat, because you'll need to lay these slightly differently as you work through. So we're going to start with one of our stars. And now I've used a paper that's single-sided, so I am going to get the colour and the pattern, but also the white side, and I like that effect. But if you want to keep these so that the same colour is all the way throughout the ornament, you're going to need to use a solid colour cardstock. Now I'm going to apply a dot of glue at the bottom and at the top of the star there, and place another star on top. I'm going to pop that down and hold that for a moment. I'm using the Creative Craft Products book binding glue, which is brilliant for binding paper together. The next one that I'm going to do is at the end of the 2 points here, and again place a star on top, and I'm going to repeat this, alternating where I put my glue dots and keep layering the stars up on top of each other until I've worked through all of them. Once you've adhered all of those together and the glue is dried, when you open it up you get this honeycomb effect look. So you're going to eventually glue together this piece and this piece, the two back pieces together, to fan everything out, but you want to attach some string inside first. And there you have a fun 3D bauble. You can do this in lots of different shapes, experiment with the shapes, and do you know what? Kids love making decor like this. Now if you enjoy these Cricut tips, do join our Cricut playlist here for more tutorials for you, and of course subscribe to our channel to be kept up with new tutorials and offers at CraftStash.